Your Excellency, Mr. President, Your Excellency, the Vice President, our dear National Chairman, our leaders, my dear brothers and sisters, standing on protocol in place, I feel very delighted, and it's an honor to me to present 2-year scorecards of a man that has a rare courage, a man that tamed the Atlantic Ocean, a man that has the courage to bring the dreams of the Shagari administration on Sokoto-Badagry Highway to fruition. I present to you 2-year scorecard on work sector of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When Mr. President came on board May 29, 2023, he inherited a total number of 2,604 projects, totaling 13 trillion as at that time. And with the floating of the Naira and removal of fuel subsidy, and with the rule of the thumb, the total inherited project at that time should be about 20 trillion. With the wisdom of Mr. President presiding at FEC, the FEC directed that we should prioritize the inherited projects along the key geopolitical zones and along the major economic corridor. And we had to choose a total of 440 projects. And we also added a total number of 65 new projects. We saw in 2023, by the month of September, a number of states were cut off. You won't be able to travel from one state to the other. Our bridges were in serious shock. And we appealed to Mr. President, and between 2023 supplementary budget and 2024, we scoped a total of 260 projects, totaling 208 billion. Today, Mr. President has fully completed these 260 projects, and we have written to Mr. President to allow members of National Assembly, ministers, leaders of the various zones, Nigeria Union of Journalists, to go around the 6 geopolitical zone to commission these projects. In the 1 year of Mr. President, 2 projects were completed, and that's the famous Oboronshoki Apapa that defies all kind of solution. But Mr. President inherited it and completed it. The Ministry of Works also did wonders in third mainland bridge. It was truly rescoped, a total of 14 kilometers by 8 carriageway each section, and the ramps. Today, between the last 1 year, Mr. President has also completed a total of 19 projects. In Northwest, we have completed the project in Kano, that's at Yakasi, and that is a total of 38.2 kilometers by CCCC. In the same Kano state, we have the project in Hadija, and that is 82 kilometers. That's been completed and is ready for commissioning and is done by CCACC. In the North Central, Mr. President reconstructed the collapsed Shandam Bridge and is ready for commissioning. When you get to Northeast, we have the Jimeta Bridge in Adamawa State, fully completed and is ready for commissioning. We also have a bridge that collapsed, which the President sent me to evaluate during the last flood season. And that is the bridge being done by CGC. That project is completed and is set for commissioning. Mr. President inherited a number of projects along East-West Road. But Section 1, that is between Port Harcourt and Bayelsa, which is 84 kilometers by 2, done by Setraco, is being completed. Work is ongoing in Section 2 of that project. Mr. President also took very high interest on East-West Road. And I always say that this is the most trafficked route in the whole nation. We have the refinery there, we have the petrochemical there, we have the Broma, we have the One port. And that is a kilometer of 15 by 3 lanes. And this project was inherited, and the total cost was 156 billion for 15 kilometers by 2. But we felt that the pavement design was very weak, and so we had to redesign the project on reinforced concrete pavement. Today, the first carriageway is completed and is ready for commissioning. Work is ongoing on the second carriageway, and I thank Mr. President very highly, and of course NSA, for their commitment in ensuring that this project, are being done. And if you get to Southeast, you have the Artisan Bridge in Enugu State that got collapsed during the flood. That project is 75 meters, 3 spans. It's been completed and is ready for commissioning. And of course, in my state, we have the Akwaha Bridge. Is completed and is ready for commissioning. And of course, we inherited the famous Port Harcourt Enugu. There are in 4 sections. But the last section is between Lokpanta and the Enugu State. And that is 61 kilometer by 2. We concentrated on the first carriageway by CGC. Today, that carriageway is completed, Mr. President, and is ready for commissioning. Work is ongoing in the second carriageway. And in the southwest, Mr. President, we've completed the 54 kilometer by 2 Dangote tax credit of the deep sea port. That is ready for commissioning. We also have completed 10 kilometers of the famous Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway in the first section from Ahmed Bello and then going towards Eleko Junction. 20 kilometers is completed by 6 lanes, and it is there for commissioning, Mr. President, and 10 kilometers has been completed at the section of 37.47 going to the end of the first section, which is 47.47. You inherited, Mr. President, the Lagos-Ibadan carriageway, and that is 54 by 2. That project being done by RCC, and that is phase 1, section 2, is today completed and is ready for you to commission, Mr. President. And we also have the Lagos-Badagry section, which is 65 kilometers, being done by CGC. Is ready for you to commission, Mr. President. Your Excellencies, let me introduce the 4 legacy projects of Mr. President. Let me start with the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. And I say that these 4 legacy projects, they are not just road projects, they are investment-driven projects. And these projects, when completed, a lot of our existing roads throughout the states will be interconnecting to this project. And these projects, they have a lot of inherent investment potentials. Let me say that along Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, which is 750 kilometers, we have fully procured section 1, 47.47 by 2, and that project is about 80% done today. And that project, we're going to have a lot of investment opportunities there. We are going to be the transshipment, because Apapa Wharf, it has a shallow depth. We are now going to be transloading our goods from the deep sea port. And we have the carbon credit we are going to be earning. We are using reinforced concrete, which has low emission. And we're also going to be using solar-powered energy. We are going to have CCTV all through the project. Section 2 is 55 kilometers, and that is from Eleko Junction and going to the Ogun border. And that is ongoing now, and about 10 kilometers, concrete is ongoing in the first 10 kilometers. Mr. President directed that we have to go to the end of the project, which is Cross River and Akwa Ibom. And today we have procured 65 kilometers, which we call 3A and 3B. 27 kilometers in Cross River and the rest in Akwa Ibom. Work is ongoing, and I can say that before the end of June, 10 kilometers would have been fully completed in that section. I'm very proud of what High Tech is doing. We had to evaluate their equipment, and I went with the National Assembly. And I commend the National Assembly, House of Rep, and Senate for their diligence and commitment in seeing these projects. And after seeing this, equipment, everyone is saying High Tech must do their job. Mr. President, the Shagari administration dreamt about Badagry-Sokoto Highway, but you came and you turned it to be Sokoto-Badagry. And that is a total of 1,068 kilometers. And you insisted that it has to be constructed on concrete pavement. Today, we have procured 258 kilometers by 2, and that is in a KB axis. The first carriageway of 3 lanes by 258 kilometers is costing us 928 billion, and you have also paid the 30%. Work is ongoing, and 10 kilometers is almost ready for commissioning, if you like, Mr. President. At the Sokoto axis, I remember you directed me to go to Ilela. He said they gave you a lot of votes, and the governor of Sokoto is very happy. And so we went there. It's a total of 120 kilometers. And with your commitment and the efforts of National Security Advisor, we've been able to overcome the security challenges, and work is ongoing there. The second carriageways of KB and Sokoto is under procurement. And we have started to look at the procurement at the Badagry going to Gunaxis. We have a number of challenges there, sir. And when I told you, sir, we have challenges for you to see, you said to me, Minister, go and solve it. Mr. President, we have solved it, and we've chosen the alignment to avoid a lot of bridges, and we will soon do the procurement. And that is the second legacy project of Mr. President. Mr. President, you have the Trans-Sahara, and that was the road that was dreamed by the colonial masters, and it runs from Cross River to Ebonyi, Ebonyi to Enugu, Enugu to Benue, Benue to Nasarawa, to Kogi, Nasarawa, and Abuja. And it's a total of 486 kilometers. Mr. President, the first 118 kilometers has been procured, and work is ongoing on reinforced concrete by 1 carriageway. And we also have the last 4th legacy project, and that is Akwanga to Bauchi, Akwanga to Jos, Jos to Bauchi and Gombe. And we are concluding the procurement, the design and procurement. And let me remind Mr. President that this was the project you requested the Chinese Exim Bank, when we went to China for their funding. And I'm very, very confident that the procurement and the design will be completed. And of course, we also have the 7th Axia Road, which is an evacuation corridor that takes all the goods from the Lekki Deep Sea Port and takes it straight to Ekpe, and from Ekpe to Shagamu Tore. And that is the route for 17 southern states and the majority of northern states. That project has been procured, $651 million US. And Mr. President, we have a number of very major projects that are ongoing in the SIG geopolitical zone. If you look at the northwest, and I told the chairman of the party that he has the greatest beneficiary of road and bridges infrastructure by Mr. President, maybe because he's the national chairman. Mr. President, we inherited the 300 kilometer of Abuja to Kaduna to Zaria to Kano. And at the time we inherited it, a total of 480 kilometers was completed by Julius Berger. After we did 14 months negotiation with Berger, they could not accept. We had to terminate Julius Berger. And then we now section the project, section 1 and 3, a total of 118 kilometers was procured on reinforced concrete pavement for 252 billion. Mr. President, 5 kilometers on reinforced concrete is being achieved on that section. And section 2, which is in Kaduna, is 164 kilometers, which is 82 kilometers by 2, is being procured, and that is 525 billion. Mr. President, you have approved in FEC, and the work is ongoing in that section. We also have the Kano Northern Bypass, we have the Kaduna Eastern Bypass, we have the Malando in Kebbi State, we have the Sokoto. Mr. President, Sokoto to Kaduna is very, very important. You inherited this project. It's 375 kilometers by 2, which is 750 kilometers. And that is Sokoto, you get to Zamfara. And from Zamfara, you get to Katsina, and from Katsina, you get to Kaduna. 4 contractors are on that project. You have the Sokoto axis. Job is ongoing at the Sokoto axis by CBC. and that's reinforced concrete. You get to Zamfara, that's Setraco that is working. You get to Katsina, that is tractor, and you get to Kaduna, and that is mother cart. Work is ongoing. We also have the Zaria to Hunkui, which is 3 sections, 201 kilometers. That has been awarded, and work is ongoing. Time will fail me, Mr. President, to tell you all the projects that are there. But you get to the northeast, you have the section 5 of the Kano Meduguri, which is 105 kilometers, and it's been done by CCCC. Work is ongoing there, and I commend the governor of Borno State. He's always in my office once every 6 weeks about that project. But I want to assure Mr. President that work is ongoing by CCC, and is going very well. We also have the Meduguri Ring Road. That's been awarded. Work is ongoing. We have the project in Mubi. We have the project in Adamawa by CCECC. We have the Bauchi Gombe project by Tractor. Works are ongoing. These are just a tip of the icebergs on what we are doing in all the zones. You get to South-South, sir. You are always very interested in East-West Road. But let me say that East-West Road starts from, people argue it starts from Abuja. But if you start from Abuja to Lokoja, you have about 6 contractors that are ongoing. You have, True Crete that is doing 50 kilometers of the road. And that was the section that was terminated from Bulletin. Reinforced concrete is ongoing. I'm very happy with what is happening in social media. People are commending you very highly for the quality of work going there. You have another 86 kilometers that was terminated from Jito, and work is ongoing there. Ebele, if people don't hear their projects, they will criticize me. Give me another 5 minutes and I'll be okay. Mr. President, we have the 22 kilometer. Those who ply that road will bear me witness. There's a lot of folding of the completed, asphalt job, and that is being redone by JRB. But from Lokoja down to Kene, you have 2 projects that are ongoing there, about 59 kilometers by 2 carriageway, being done by CGC, and there is a flyover there, and work is ongoing. And then from Okene down to Bini Town, Mr. President, we have 4 contractors there. We have CCECC that is on that road. We have CBC, we have BUA, we have also the tractor that is on that section. Work is ongoing in all this section down to Benin. And from Benin down to Warri, we have very terrible terrain. And when we came on board, we decided to redesign the project on reinforced concrete. Today, we have Guild, have Levant at the beginning. And I want to thank the governor of Edo State, because there is a particular section, a total of 23 kilometers, that is so terrible. And with funding challenges, I appeal to him to take off that 23 kilometers from us. And he did, for a total cost of 35 billion. And so he has engaged CBC to do that section. But the other section is being done by Levant. And the second section is done by Guild. And the third section is done by SKCC. And these are NMPC funding projects. I'm afraid that the allocation from NMPC will not complete. So I'll be coming to Mr. President when the funds are exhausted. And from the Warri section down to Port Harcourt section, you have a number of 2 washouts, one at Uwele and another one at Bayelsa. Mr. President has summoned me on the Bayelsa section. Mr. President, that place has been completed, 1 full carriageway, because the road was built on floodplain. But we have raised the road and we use reinforced concrete, and they are doing the second carriageway. People there are very happy. Unfortunately, the governor of Bayelsa is not here. He should have testified. He works like progressive, and I'm sure that he will join us. And so the Eleme Onesa, like I had said before, and you get to Akwa Ibom, you have the Eket bypass. Eket bypass is 20 kilometers and is 76 billion, and is part of the East-West Road. Then you get to Akwa Ibom, you have 3 sections of the road, and the first section is done by CCECC. The second section is done by Beja. But after much negotiation and they could not do the job, we terminated it and awarded it to Roycon Nigeria Limited. Work is ongoing, and the last is being done by Samatech. But let me report that this terrain is so bad that we have to use reinforced concrete in doing most of this section. But where our plant is at Oduopani in Cross River, we had to, take off about 11.5 kilometers because it's so terrible. So I was on that road for a journey between Cross River and the Akwa Ibom that should take 1.5 hours. It took us 7 hours. And that was what necessitated us to get 11.5 kilometers. And then we asked High Tech, who is already doing project close to the place, to come and intervene. We intend to visit Mr. President for this important. And when we get to Southwest, sir, I'm asked to round off. I want to say, sir, that we have the Ibadan, Ife, Ilesha being done by COPEC. And this project is challenged. I've already appealed to Mr. President. And we have the Ilesha Akure down to Benin. This project is 253 kilometers and is costing 751 billion. Mr. President, funding is the challenge there. Time will fail me to say all the projects, but I must mention in Southeast, sir, you have written the situation in Southeast, because we inherited almost no project in Southeast. But today we have the Owerri, down to Onisha Owerri, down to Aba, is ongoing. We have the Enugu, to Onisha by CBC and MTN. That project is ongoing. We have project from Enugu to Abakaliki. That project is ongoing. The second Niger bridge, both for Delta and Anambra State, the projects are ongoing. Mr. President, we may have challenges, but I have to commend you very highly, sir, because you are a man that understands that is the work sector that grows the GDP of any nation, upon which other sectors will grow from. I commend you, sir, for the support you've given to us. If Wale can assist us and give us more money, I assure you, sir, that you will have over 50 projects to commission by December. I am privileged to work under you. You are a great man, and I commend you very highly, and I say congratulations, Mr. President. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, sir,